Yo, what is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? So, my throat is actually killing me right now, so it might be a shorter talk or less energetic. Just seeing how talking right now is kind of hurting it. It is annoying, but the show must go on, man. This week's episode of Promise Neverland, what did I say about Norman? What did I say? Did I call it? Okay, we're done here. Video over. Cut it. We're still here? Oh. Norman cannot be trusted, man. He is completely on a mission. Not only that, he clearly wants to get back at the people who have done the experiments on him. It was kind of a question of like, what are these experiments that were done and what actually uh, is like the problem afterwards? Like, what are they dealing with after going through these things? And we learned pretty quickly that my man's is going to die sooner than later. So, with all the medicine that they showcased one of them using, it can only be a matter of time before they don't have every single medicine that they need, especially if the medicine was being produced by the same people who were trying to poison them or test on them. So, all of these things are really adding up to the point where we can't even believe what we're being told. We can't trust that Norman isn't going to do something out of his desperation of time and maybe use the kids against Emma to try to make her do what he wants. Because if you think about it, it would take less than 5 days for Norman and his crew to go to those kids and take all of them, not just one, but every single one of them. And if he was so bent on destruction for the demons, then it wouldn't matter if he had to take out a couple of them to get to the main source of the scariness, which I don't know if you or whoever's watching has ever heard of Bloodborne or talked about Bloodborne, but Bloodborne is a PlayStation 4 exclusive that came out on PS5, but not in 60 frames, so shoot me, right? Um, but this show was heavily uh, about blood and what blood can do and the powers of just like the old blood and this whole entire world evolving around it. Pretty much, if you have blood, you have power. And it's pretty much the same with this show right now. It just depends on what type of blood you have because this evil blooded girl can actually save the lives of the people who drink her blood. Which, shockingly enough, there's a lot of people who actually had it, but we learned were also killed off by nobles and kings just to hold their power, to make sure she doesn't end up too high up on the spectrum. And they also went as far to say that she was eaten as well, when that's clearly not true. But she could just be someone with this blood that escaped, and she hasn't started the process of giving out her blood. I don't know. Um, but knowing that Norman wants to take her out regardless of whatever little connection he has with Ray and Emma, it's pretty clear that as soon as whatever happens, either Norman's gonna expire due to time, or he might just end up fighting some of his old friends and losing. I am not entirely sure, seeing how this anime is doing its own thing. I still don't think people are too happy about that. But regardless, the show goes on, and maybe in a different world, there's a manga perfectly representation of the anime, but this time around it's not, and maybe they'll do better with the story Because it's funny to me that everybody who was reading the manga was complaining about certain aspects, but then they hear that it's not even going to go over maybe those said aspects, and they're still like, nope, I still hate it. It's like, well, they couldn't win if they did the story you guys thought was boring, and they wouldn't win if they changed it, so stop watching it. But hey, that's just a theory of how to get past it. But with all that being said, everybody, have an awesome day, night, evening, whatever the case may be. I am your boy, the Anime G, and I will definitely talk to you in the next one. Peace.